You know, I never thought my quiet life in this sleepy suburb of Austin, Texas, would turn into some kind of neighborhood thriller. But here we are. Me, Alex Rivera, just a solar engineer trying to keep things efficient and green, waking up to the screech of an alarm at 2 a.m., heart racing as I realize someone's siphoning power right from my own garage wall like it's a free gas station. My wife, Mia, bolts upright in bed, whispering, "What is it, Alex?" And I'm already at the window, peering out to see this sleek Rivian truck plugged into my level 2 charger, the one I wired myself with solar panels feeding straight from the roof, belonging to none other than Brenda Hayes, our HOA president, standing there in her fluffy robe like she's borrowing a lawnmower. I pull on some pants, storm out barefoot onto the cool driveway, the hum of electricity buzzing in the air, and confront her with a calm but firm, "Brenda, what the hell are you doing?" Only for her to flash that smug grin and say, "Oh, Alex, don't be so territorial. This charger's out here for everyone, right?" It's practically a community perk, boosting our eco-image, as if her title gives her free rein to dip into my private setup, all because she's jealous of how I've gone off-grid while she's still paying sky-high bills and lording over petty rules to feel in control. That night flipped a switch in me, not just anger, but this deep, gnawing resolve, you see, because Brenda wasn't just stealing a few bucks worth of juice. She was trampling boundaries, using her HOA power to twist community into whatever suited her ego, born from years of her pushing fines on folks for overgrown hedges while her own yard overflowed with unchecked rose vines, all to mask her insecurity about not being the greenest or the bossiest without pushback. So I let her finish her top up that time, watching her saunter off with a wave like she'd won. But inside I'm plotting, not revenge, mind you, but a smart defense, drawing on my engineering know-how to build layers she couldn't crack, starting with a rugged steel lockbox over the charger port, the kind that laughs at bolt cutters, then wiring in a hidden cutoff switch tucked away in the attic crawl space, silent and invisible, and topping it off with this slick RFID tag system where only Mia's phone or my keycard could wake the thing up. Click, green light, power flows. No tag, it's a dead hunk of plastic. I tested it all weekend, Mia watching with a mix of worry and amusement, saying, "Alex, is this overkill for one nosy neighbor?" And I'd just smile thinly. When someone's treating your home like their personal outlet, literally, yeah, it's necessary. Feeling that grim satisfaction settle in, like I'd fortified our little sanctuary against her entitlement. But deep down, knowing Brenda's type, they don't back down. They escalate, especially after I'd publicly called her bluff, bruising that fragile queen bee pride she'd built on years of selective rule enforcing, like fining old Mr. Jenkins for his bird feeder while ignoring her own late-night parties. A week ticks by, tense and watchful, with Brenda shooting me icy glares from her driveway, her Rivian gleaming like a trophy. And I'm adding one more layer, a custom black box monitor, this little gray unit wired inline, logging every volt and amp on an SD card, time-stamped to the millisecond, with sensors to detect faults and slam the power shut if things go haywire, not to spy on her, but to protect my system and grab proof if she tried again, because I could feel it coming. That simmering rage from her thwarted grab at shared resources, fueled by whispers from neighbors about how she'd once strong-armed the board into banning solar installs, until I fought it with permits. Then it hits, midnight, phone buzzing with an alert, unauthorized access, and I creep to the window, heart pounding, spotting her in dark sweats like some amateur spy, not using my cable but jamming this flimsy knockoff adapter into a regular 120-volt outlet nearby, the kind for Christmas lights, thinking she'd outsmarted me with a slow trickle charge to spite my locks. I watch, frozen, as she forces it in, grunting, muttering curses, knowing those cheap things are fire hazards, no safety handshake with the truck's smart system. And sure enough, there's this sizzle, a blinding blue arc flashing like lightning. Pop, smoke billowing, acrid and black, then a flicker of orange flame licking the truck's port, her face twisting from triumph to sheer panic as she stumbles back, screaming, "What the? Oh, God!" While I grab my Class C extinguisher from the garage, engineer instincts kicking in, no water, just powder, and blast it out with a whoosh, white dust coating everything, saving her precious Rivian from turning into a bonfire that could have torched the whole block. But gratitude? Nah. Instead, she wheels on me, eyes wild, shrieking, "You did this, Alex! You booby-trapped it! You sabotaged my truck!" her voice cracking with desperation, blaming me for her own dumb shortcut. All to flip the script and protect her crumbling authority, because admitting fault would crack that facade she'd built on HOA manipulations, like secretly hiking dues for her beautification projects that only prettied her curb. I snapped back, "Brenda, you're delusional. That junk adapter shorted out. I just saved your ass." But she's already lunging at my monitor box, prying it open with her nails, snatching the SD card like it's incriminating her, hissing, "This proves your negligence," before bolting into the night, and I'm after her, adrenaline surging, vaulting hedges, dodging lawn ornaments, yelling, "That's mine! Give it back!" As neighbors' lights flick on, old Tommy shouting, "What's the ruckus?" and calling the cops until we hit the street, headlights blinding, red and blues flashing, a deputy stepping out, hand on his holster, barking, "Freeze! What's going on?" Brenda plays the victim card hard, sobbing theatrically, "Officer, he attacked me! Set my truck on fire!" But I stay cool, laying it out step by step. She's been stealing power, used a faulty adapter, started the blaze herself, then stole my data card. And when he spots it clutched in her fist, demands she hand it over, her face paling as the truth unravels right there under the streetlights. From there, it snowballed. The deputy hauls us back, inspects the scorched mess, takes statements, and next morning the fire marshal confirms it was her adapter's fault, not a whiff of sabotage on my end, while I go door to door, uncovering a neighborhood full of Brenda horror stories, like Tommy's fined basketball hoop or Mrs. Lopez's auditory pollution wind chimes. Everyone sharing security cam footage that I stitch into this damning montage. Her sneaking, the kick to my lockbox, the arc, the theft, her lies echoing on audio. A local news crew catches wind, reporter Lena Kim showing up with cameras, and I walk her through it all. Permits, logs, the video, airing a segment that paints Brenda as the tyrant she is, neighbors calling in support, "Way to go, Alex!" turning the tide so hard she slams her door on the crew. But the real climax? The HOA meeting, packed house, buzzing with tension, Brenda at the head table looking like a ghost as I set up my projector. No preamble, just hit play on that 2-minute truth bomb. Gasps rippling through the crowd at the flash and her accusations. Then I stand tall, voice steady but laced with that quiet fire. This isn't about electricity. It's abuse of power, trespassing, theft, lies to cover it up, and we can't let it lead us. Calling for her removal, seconded by Tommy, the vote unanimous, hands shooting up like a wave, George the board member declaring, "Motion passes, you're out," as she shoves back her chair, glaring daggers but powerless, the room erupting in applause while the board cuts me a check for damages, and I slap down a restraining order, sealing her fall. Looking back, peace returned to our street. Mia and I sipping coffee under the big oak. No more midnight alarms. But it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Was it all worth the fortress I built? Or did I push too far in my quest for logic over her chaos, leaving the neighborhood scarred in ways rules can't fix? What do you think? Have you dealt with an HOA nightmare like this, where entitlement clashes with boundaries? Drop a comment below. Was I the hero, or just another player in the game? Share your stories. Hit like if justice won here, and subscribe for more real-life twists. Let's chat about what community really means,